Hi, my name is Denise Davidson. I am majoring in travel and tourism, and I'm currently a junior. My friends call me a senior junior. Anyway, my assignment is Chapter 17, and like Chapters 10 through 16, we're in the implementation phase of the marketing plan. Before I get started, let's review how we got here. Earlier in class, we learned about the marketing mix and the 8 Ps. In this case, we're dealing with the promotion element. There are 5 elements of a promotional mix. They are advertising, personal selling, sales promotion, merchandising, and public relations and publicity. Chapter 17 covers personal selling. And before I get into my formal presentation, I'd like to tell you about an experience I had. Last July, my daughter got married in Dripping Springs, Texas, which is in the hill country outside of Austin. She was fairly new to Texas, so most of the family and guests who would be attending the wedding would be coming from out of town, and she wanted everyone to stay in the same hotel. Dripping Springs is considered the wedding capital of Texas, so we were surprised to find that there was only one hotel in town, a Sleep Inn. If you didn't stay there, you'd have to stay in Austin, which is about 20 miles from where the wedding and reception would be. I tell you this to make a point. We needed that hotel a lot more than they needed us. They didn't have to provide strong selling or good service to fill their rooms. Anyway, my daughter spoke with the hotel and had them block a section of rooms for the wedding weekend. Each person then had to call the hotel and give their credit card information to actually reserve a room. And I had to do the same thing. I called the hotel and spoke with a lady named Barb. I told her I was the mother of the bride and said I needed to book a room for my husband and me. She asked what type of room I wanted, and I said I thought I wanted a single room with a king-size bed. She said she'd be glad to help me, but asked if she might make a suggestion. I said sure. She told me that in her experience, the parents' room often ended up being where friends and family congregated to meet up or have a cup of coffee, maybe a glass of wine, things like that. So I might want to consider getting a larger room. I asked her what my options were. She said they had a junior suite with a living room and a dining room table that would seat 8 to 10 people. Or they had a full-size suite that also had a living room but with 2 couches and a much larger dining room table. That room would comfortably seat 18 to 20 people. What she said made a lot of sense. I thought about it and talked to my husband and ended up booking the big suite. It turned out to be one of the best decisions I made regarding the wedding weekend. We had people stopping by our room the entire weekend. We had a party there after the rehearsal dinner and again the next night after the wedding and reception. I'm telling you, that weekend, our room was party central, and it was so much fun. The point here is that by Barb suggesting a larger room, our stay was made better, and she increased revenue for her hotel. That is personal selling at its best. So here is my chapter presentation. Let's formally define personal selling. Personal selling involves actual conversations between a salesperson and a prospective customer. This can take place either by telephone or face-to-face. From the employee at McDonald's who asks you if you want to supersize your meal, to Governor Hickenlooper trying to persuade Amazon to build HQ2 here in Denver, both are examples of personal selling. It is a form of personal communication and is considered to be the most powerful promotional mix element in generating sales and provides the greatest return on investment. However, keep in mind that it can also be one of the most expensive elements. Now let's look at the role of personal selling. Why do we use personal selling, and how? Our textbook says there is a role for personal selling in every hospitality and travel organization. Our business is service, and service goes hand in hand with personal selling. So why do we use it, and how? There are many reasons and uses, but here are some from our textbook. Identifying decision makers, the decision process, and qualified buyers. It's important to determine who makes purchasing decisions and what their process is. You want to be sure you're making your sales presentation to the person who is authorized to act on and approve the purchase of your proposal. You use personal selling to promote your service to corporate travel managers, the travel trade, and others like those within the MICE group. These people affect the plans of many travelers. Personal selling can be used to increase sales. Remember Barb? She was an excellent example of this. I ended up booking a room that was almost 3 times the price of what I originally intended to pay. Also in this rule, a company can use its website to promote additional services or products for point-of-purchase sales. Personal selling gives us the ability to quickly update detailed information and an immediate method to deal with a potential customer's concerns or questions. It allows us to develop and maintain a personal relationship with key clients. It humanizes us and our product. Personal service pays off in increased sales and repeat business. And personal selling often provides us with the unintentional benefit of gathering information on what our competitors are promoting. This keeps us informed and allows us to adjust our services and needs that we might not be addressing. Here are the 3 categories of personal selling. Field sales. This is external selling, which includes outside sales agents of travel agencies, hotel sales reps who call on corporations or convention planners, and reps from suppliers such as airlines or cruise lines. Telephone sales. These are calls that lead directly or indirectly to a sale. Telemarketing and call centers fall into this category. It includes the using of the phone to accept reservations or handle customer inquiries. And finally, inside sales. Here, an actual employee engages with the customer to either increase the likelihood of or increase the amount of a sale. My interaction with Barb falls into this category. Earlier in class, we learned about the importance of a marketing plan. The sales plan is just as important. It includes a detailed description of personal selling objectives, sales forecasts, sales force responsibilities, activities, and budget. It is a key tool in the management of the sales force and personal selling efforts used to achieve desired sales objectives. The sales plan is typically prepared by the sales manager, who may also be referred to as the director of sales. This leads to my chapter assignment. I chose assignment number 3. You have been hired as the new sales manager of a hospitality and travel organization, either real or hypothetical. Write your own job description for the position. What responsibilities would you have? What procedures would you use for sales force staffing and operations, sales planning, and evaluating sales performance? Be as specific as you can. I will answer this as if I was a hotel sales manager. I used information from actual job postings and web articles to form my answer. We have to acknowledge that the job description is going to vary depending on the type of hotel we're dealing with. The Sleep Inn in Dripping Springs will have a much smaller sales department and fewer responsibilities than the Grand Hyatt in downtown Denver. Despite those differences, here are some common traits of a good sales manager. You must be able to anticipate your customers' wants and needs. You build new relationships while honoring the old ones. Be alert and aware of changing technology and trends, and always work as a team member. Responsibilities of a hotel sales manager include preparation of sales plan, sales force staffing and operations, sales planning, sales performance evaluation, and supporting the efforts of your sales team. The responsibilities for sales force staffing and operations include the hiring, training, and management of the support staff, the development and maintenance of strong relationships with all hotel departments, consistently emphasizing the importance of common goals, reinforcing the expectation of delivering the highest quality of service, creating a cooperative work environment which has the added benefit of strengthening morale, maintenance of timely and accurate employee records, including payroll reports and performance evaluations, preparing work schedules based on business needs, maximizing occupancy rates through effective selling, and as needed, interacting with customers. In regard to sales planning, the sales manager must first and foremost convey a well-defined, clear understanding of the department's sales strategy. You need to set goals and define your action plan. Establish call or revenue quotas. Continually identify new markets and new opportunities. Maintain ongoing contact with your existing customers and monitor the outlook on tentative, likely, and even non-likely group sales. Stay on top of industry and local market trends. Promote ongoing relationships with local event planners and organization coordinators. Maintain up-to-date research on identifying potential new accounts. Develop relationships within your community as a means to strengthen and increase your local customer base. Plan and manage the sales trips of your department if needed. And again, there may be times when you need to participate in a sales call. For example, you might be called into a planning meeting for a convention or incentive event. Finally, we need to know, how did we do? What is required to evaluate our sales performance? We have to regularly review and measure our quotas, forecasts, and goals. Did we meet or exceed those goals? How did our sales activity stack up against revenue? What percentage of our business came from inside sales, outside sales? Do we need to shift our efforts one way or another? Are other elements of our promotional mix affecting sales? And if so, how? Are we meeting the needs and expectations of other departments within the hotel? Are there opportunities we aren't currently addressing? And if so, we have to plan and provide the training needed to act on those opportunities. And last but not least, we need to measure the effectiveness of existing training procedures and update them if needed. So that's my presentation, and here are the references I used. Thanks for watching.